afternoon, everyone. My name's Ray. I'm the One-Eyed Piper. Welcome. So today, we're going to smoke a what I would consider a cold weather blend or winter blend, so to speak. It's from the Sutliff Tobacco Company, which I know it's, yeah, all that fun stuff. It's called Hearth and Home Smokey Mountain. It's a slow age series in their brand. The blend time's Virginia and Burley. It's a Kentucky, Virginia content crumble cake. It's available in 1.75 ounce tins. It is still currently available. I just don't know how readily available it is. Hearth and Home, slow aged in a new addition to the Hearth and Home family. But this tobacco is unique, and we know our PNC faithful will love it. Smokey Mountain, made with dark-fired, combines time and pressure that impacts the tobacco flavor. The blend was pressed into cakes and transferred to holding presses for a month to make the flavors deeper, richer, and smoother. For that, they are, for those that are on the hunt for new and exciting, pick up a tin of Hearth and Home slow-aged Smokey Mountain. That's what these guys say. So, that being said, super excited this time. I like aromatics for a point, but to be perfectly frank about it, I love tobacco for tobacco's sake. So today we're going to fry this puppy up. I have a Missouri Meerschaum, old time country gentleman, and I put a forever stem on it. Kind of has that tavern pipe look, feel to it. For considerably less money than a tavern pipe. So there's that. So that being said, folks, let's fire this puppy up. We're going to do first light, and I'm going to give you my 2 cents worth. So here we go. You all are going to have to excuse me. I screwed up. I got to open the vent, or when my wife comes home from Oklahoma, she will kill me. Uno momento, por favor. All right, muy bueno. So, that being said, I like life. So, she's small, but she's strong, and I truly fear that she could possibly whip my ass. So, yeah, there's that. Dang. First light impressions. Excuse me. It just very calmly sets you down, and really just let you know it's there, but not in a rude way. It's very pleasant so far. woodsy, earthy. Yep. I mean, I'm from the Appalachians, a little bit north of the Smokies, and same mountain range for the most part. And if I was to taste what the Smoky Mountains taste like, I think it'd be this. I'm from a little town called Martin's Holler, Kentucky. That's where I was born, raised partly. A lot of coal mining up in that area. A little bit tobacco growing. A lot of moonshining for a dry county. None parts. I didn't know my dad too well. He left when I was young and whatnot, but the story goes that he was a sheriff's deputy. Ran shine. That was back in the 60s and 70s. That was commonplace. I was running around my Frito Loomies with my brothers, getting all muddy down the creek. And when we got older, we started trapping muskrat, beaver, raccoons, whatnot. Trapping was a good sideline for making a little money when you were a kid. I think we were getting, I don't know if I recall, $1.50 a pelt. Something like that. 75 cents, just depending on the market, I guess, at the time. And then if that failed, then we'd this is my not so legal side. We'd go over and steal meat from the IGA and sell it to an old feller named Baxter Hicks. Old Baxter stuttered, had a head shake. He'd come out and he'd be shaking his head. What you boys got? Show them hams. Whatever we could get a 5-finger discount on. And I got one of them old army jackets, with the drawstring. Draw that sucker tight, and you could stuff some T-bones and all kinds of meat in there and walk out of there looking like you maybe 5-6 pounds heavier. Go sell it to Baxter for half of what was on the price tag. Yeah, well, Lord. interesting life. This is funny. Maybe this is bring me back memory lane. I don't condone stealing, but I did it. So, well, as a young man, I was very intemperate. I guess the best way to put it. If it wasn't chained down, I'd steal it. If it didn't have a key, I'd hotwire it. I guess that's why I got in the mechanic trade. Got older, yeah. You learn to get things running quick and get your giddy up so you can go when you got the law. You got old Johnny Law reaching out to try to get you. So, anyway, that was a whole different lifetime. Just for some good story talking and telling. It's a damn fine tobacco right here. It's got a little bit of that Virginia bite in the back. Man, I can taste that dark fire. It tastes good. There's a burley there. It keeps it toned. It keeps it. It keeps it in its place. It keeps the dark fire and the Virginias. To where they're not overwhelming you and, you know, whatnot. That's, I can't say muted. It's more toned. Yeah, I guess toned. But just well-rounded. I mean, you know, it's yeah. Let's see. Just, I agree with him saying smoky. It's the smoky flavor is really full-bodied. It's it's a pleasure to smoke this. It truly is. Anyways, sorry about the doodads and whatnots about my youth, but you know, you grow up and you get married and you raise a family, and if you're smart, or if you start using common sense, you start to realize that, it's just, that's no way to be, you know. With my wicked ways behind me. I ain't gonna lie, they were fun times, I mean, they really were. But you ain't got much to do. There's not much around. You deal with the cards that are handed to you, and that's kind of what I did. And, a lot of folks will say, well, I did this, and I went on to do that, and I went on to do that. Yeah, we all do that. But I ain't gonna sit here and say what I did was wrong. I ain't gonna say it was right. It's just what I did. I mean, life's got a funny way of twisting things around, and karma, whatever you want to call it. And believe me, I have my share of karma. So, and what you do in life. Damn, it's just good tobacco. Where was I going with this? What you do in life? That goes an eternity. No, just kidding. I did watch Gladiator the other night. Like I said, my wife's gone. She's off in Oklahoma, so I got to watch all the movies that she doesn't really care for, and most of them are the rootin' teetin' shootin'. Men movies, I guess the best way I can put it. Men movies. Maybe some women movies, but men movies. I mean, like my one daughter, she'll sit down, she'll literally, like when she, and I raised her, by myself. In between being divorced and remarrying to the woman I'm with now. So I kind of raised her tomboyish. And that's good and that's bad, because, she knows how to strip down the AR-15, put it all back together. She can strip down any weapon, put it all back together, shoot straighter than most men can. I've seen that girl ride quads, like most men rode Broncos. My oldest daughter's, she's just a girl. I love her to pieces. She's my princess. But my youngest, she's she was a Spitfire. As she grew, she became more girl-esque. And I think I mentioned it. You know, my son is my stepson, but I still consider him my son. And then my other daughter, the one that just had the baby, she's my wife's little girl. She's my wife's youngest daughter. I love them all. They're all my kids. But my youngest, that was the karma thing. Yeah, you've heard the old expression, row to hoe. She gave me a row to hoe. Trouble with the law and whatnot. I got my comeuppance. So justice happens. You just never know how it's going to happen. It could be in the form of silver bracelets. It could be in the form of getting caught with your pants down. Good old-fashioned ass whipping. I ain't talking about mommy and daddy. I'm talking about good old-fashioned ass whipping. See, where I grew up, you fought the police. Me and a buddy of mine, we got dragged off a bar stool and they cuffed us after we whooped on them for a little while in the bar. They got their buddies. Clipped us from behind and took us and drug us through some gravel and commenced to whipping our ass. So you kids probably don't even know what a slapjack is. I do. It hurts. Piece of leather. Got some lead in it. Just about yay long, you know. A little loop. Get your hand in there nice and you can raise awareness. So, we had these two cops, I called them Batman and Robin. They'd take you down the river. You didn't go to jail. They just beat the snot out of you. This wasn't in Kentucky by this point. We had moved, you know, my mom and dad split up and we moved up north to Ohio, southwestern Ohio. A city. I grew up in a little area called North Dayton, and it's kind of the rougher part of town. Remember a Rocky movie where that it's that dude, Rocky's brother-in-law or whatever, he yells out the window and he screams, you know, "Hey, you sterno bombs, quiet that crap down." Well, where I lived, there were warehouses and they had 55-gallon drums and they'd burn wood, and the sterno bums would sit out there and they'd drink their Mad Dog 2020 or Wild Irish Rose or Ripple or whatever they could get their hands on. Get drunk and tell stories. Not the most pleasant of sorts. Few were. Most of them were criminal type. single young man, or, well, whatever, teenager, you know, impressionable kid. Me and my two other brothers, we took to it. Kind of became the terrors of the neighborhood. Yeah. What's my mom gonna do? She's handicapped, wheelchair. Mom had 238 operations on her leg. She's polio, from polio. And she's polio poster child in 1941 or 47, something like that. Anyway, she didn't get no fame and glory. She's poor. We grew up on government sustenance. And whatever we could steal. We said we weren't angels. My brothers took some trips to prison. I, on the other hand, and this is, I think, what saved me was I took a trip to the Army. Changed me up. My daughter's done the same thing. Changed her. Holy mackerel. This thing's run 27 minutes. Maybe we should call this Hearth and Home. Brings back old memories instead of age Smokey Mountain. Talk about reminiscing. So, anyways, folks, I'm gonna say this is some good stuff. If you're inclined, buy it. I think you'll like it. It's it's a it's a well balanced tobacco, full flavored, full bodied, smoky, good smoky taste. Do enjoy. I think you'll like it. That being said, I'm the One-Eyed Piper. Thank you for joining me today. I'm sorry, this ran really long, and I do apologize. I'm trying to keep them under 22 minutes. So, anyways, y'all take care. Have a good day. Thank you again once for joining. Oh, like, share, and subscribe. I'd sure appreciate it. Bye now.